December 12, 2025, Eastern Caribbean Sea, 0515 local time. A low-profile surface contact appeared at the outer edge of the cutter's radar envelope, bearing 165 degrees, range just under 30 nautical miles. The return was intermittent, riding low against background clutter, consistent with a fast-moving vessel operating without navigation lights. Speed was estimated above 30 knots and holding steady. The contact maintained a direct heading north-northwest, a course inconsistent with commercial traffic patterns at that hour. No AIS signal was detected. No radio traffic followed the initial hailing call. Sea state was 2. Winds from the east at 12 knots. Visibility limited by pre-dawn conditions, with first light still more than 40 minutes away. The cutter adjusted course to intercept geometry, increasing speed while maintaining light discipline. Over the next 8 minutes, the range closed by nearly 6 nautical miles. The contact did not alter speed or heading. No response came on VHF. Infrared sensors confirmed a narrow hull profile and multiple heat signatures aft. At this point, the vessel's flag state could not be determined. Its point of origin was unknown. Its destination was unknown. Its intent remained unverified as it continued inbound, fast, dark, and silent. The operation involved a medium-endurance cutter assigned to a counter-narcotics patrol corridor in the Eastern Caribbean. The cutter was operating with an embarked helicopter detachment and 2 rigid-hull inflatable boats staged for rapid launch. All units were at normal readiness posture for pre-dawn interdiction operations. Intelligence provided prior to the patrol window indicated an increased likelihood of outbound trafficking activity originating from the northern coast of South America, with routes transiting open water to avoid established shipping lanes. The reporting referenced small, high-speed vessels capable of operating without lights and with minimal radar signature. No specific vessel description, crew count, or timing had been confirmed. At the time of contact, no other surface traffic was present within the immediate operating area. Commercial lanes were clear. Fishing activity was minimal. The detected contact was the only moving surface return within range, exhibiting sustained high speed. Initial intelligence suggested narcotics trafficking, but available data did not yet confirm cargo, affiliation, or intent. cutter altered course 10 degrees to port to establish an intercept track. Speed was increased incrementally to 22 knots. External lighting remained secured. All movements were conducted under standard night operations protocol. No additional radio traffic was initiated. From the bridge wing, the contact was not yet visible to the naked eye. Radar tracking remained primary. The bearing stabilized while the range continued to decrease at a consistent rate. At 0527 local time, the distance dropped below 20 nautical miles. The flight deck was brought to readiness. The helicopter crew conducted final checks without engine start, maintaining noise discipline. Below deck, the RHIB team began staged preparation, securing gear and confirming communications. No launch order was given. Sea conditions remained stable. Swell height held under 3 feet. Wind direction and speed were unchanged. Ambient noise consisted primarily of the cutter's engines and low wind across the deck. At 0534, infrared sensors updated the surface track. The target vessel's heat profile remained steady, suggesting sustained throttle. No course correction was observed. The contact continued inbound on the same heading, closing distance without deviation, without lights, and without response to repeated hailing calls. At 0538 local time, the contact altered behavior. Speed increased beyond previous estimates, pushing closer to 35 knots. The heading shifted 5 degrees to starboard, a minor adjustment that widened the intercept angle and increased closing time. Navigation lights remained off. Radio silence continued. The cutter responded by increasing speed to flank, holding intercept geometry rather than pursuing directly astern. The decision preserved maneuvering options and reduced the risk of a high-speed convergence. The bridge maintained continuous range and bearing updates. No verbal commentary was recorded beyond required callouts. At 0541, a second hailing call was transmitted on guard frequency. No response was received. The contact continued accelerating. Infrared imagery showed increased thermal output from the stern, consistent with higher engine load. The command authorized deployment of airborne assets. The helicopter was brought to immediate launch status. Rotor blades were unlocked. Fuel and communications checks were completed in sequence. The aircraft remained secured on deck pending final clearance. Simultaneously, the RHIB team moved to full readiness. Engines were uncovered but not started. Lines were cleared. Crew members remained seated, awaiting orders. The cutter adjusted course again to maintain lateral separation while keeping the contact within effective range. This positioning avoided a bow-on approach and reduced collision risk if the target maneuvered unpredictably. At 0546, the distance dropped below 12 nautical miles. The contact made no attempt to evade visually, but continued its high-speed run without identification. At this stage, standard indicators aligned with a non-compliant vessel profile. Intent was still unconfirmed. The operational posture shifted from monitoring to active interdiction preparation as time and distance continued to compress. At 0550 local time, visual contact was established. The vessel emerged intermittently against the dark water, its silhouette visible only when reflected by residual ambient light. Range closed to under 1,000 yards. Relative speed differential narrowed rapidly. The cutter issued a direct hailing call, amplified over the loudhailer. The order to identify and reduce speed was transmitted clearly and repeated. No response followed. The The target held course and throttle. The helicopter was cleared for launch. Engines spooled up and rotor wash swept across the deck. Within seconds, the aircraft lifted and moved forward into a low orbit, maintaining offset distance. Its forward-looking infrared system locked onto the vessel, confirming multiple persons on board and unsecured cargo shapes amidships. At 0554, the cutter maneuvered to place itself slightly off the target's port quarter, avoiding a direct stern chase. Distance dropped to 600 yards. A warning flare was deployed, arcing ahead of the vessel and illuminating the waterline. The flare burned white, marking a clear signal to comply. The target veered sharply to starboard, cutting across its own wake. Speed fluctuated, but did not drop below 30 knots. The maneuver reduced separation to under 400 yards before the cutter adjusted heading to avoid convergence. The helicopter descended to a lower altitude, positioning ahead of the vessel's projected path. A final compliance order was transmitted from the aircraft. Seconds passed without acknowledgement. At 0558, the target throttled back abruptly. Its bow rose, then settled. Speed fell below 10 knots. The vessel rolled heavily in its own wake as the cutter reduced speed and held position. The immediate risk of collision passed as the situation stabilized at close range. With the target vessel slowed and maintaining steerage way, the cutter held position at a safe standoff distance. The helicopter remained overhead, maintaining visual control. The RHIB was launched within minutes and advanced under low speed toward the compliant vessel. Once alongside, boarding procedures were conducted in accordance with standard Coast Guard seizure protocol. The crew was secured without resistance. The vessel was identified as a go-fast style craft, showing no registration markings or flag state. A preliminary search revealed multiple bales secured in the forward compartment and amidships. The packages were consistent in size and wrapping with previously interdicted narcotics loads. All items were documented and transferred under supervision. No injuries were observed. The vessel was brought under control and prepared for tow as the interdiction phase concluded. The operation concluded shortly after sunrise, with all personnel accounted for and no reported injuries. The seized vessel and recovered contraband were secured for transfer to designated authorities. Weather and sea conditions remained stable throughout the interdiction window. The sequence of events reflected standard counter-narcotics procedures under compressed time and distance. The patrol resumed its assigned track following recovery operations. The engagement underscored the persistent volume of high-speed trafficking activity moving through this sector of the Caribbean Maritime Corridor.